everyone. So today I'm here with Darcy. She's currently rubbing her nose on the fence. And what we're going to do today is we're going to do a very basic health check like our campers would do in the summer to make sure that Darcy is happy and healthy. So the difference between animals and us is they can't use their words to tell us how they feel. So when you get a tummy ache or when you don't feel that well, you're able to tell an adult or your friend around you. Darcy can't do that, so she has to show us either with her body language or we are responsible for checking her to make sure she is all good. So we're going to go through that today. Alright, so one of the first things we like to do when we see our horses is we like to check that they have an appetite. So as you can see, Darcy has got hay in her mouth and she is munching. So that already tells me that in general she is feeling good. You'll know that when you have a tummy ache or when you don't feel well, one of the first things to go is that you don't feel like eating or you only feel like eating one thing. Darcy went straight for her hay. Another thing is having water. So Darcy, when we came out of the barn, she had a drink of water, as most of our horses do, because it gets very warm here. Another thing we can do, which is pretty cool, which you can try when next time you're around a horse, is we can do a pinch test. So what that means is that I'm going to pinch Darcy's skin here, and you'll see how it pings straight back, like this. Oh, lift your head up, Darcy. You see how it goes straight back? That means that Darcy is hydrated. You can do it with yourself. If you put your hand out and if you squeeze your knuckle, it should spring back. You'll notice that mine isn't as quick as Darcy's, and so I need to drink more water today. Even though you're not at camp, you should still be aiming to drink lots of water. Alright, so when you get a cold, what are some things that you would normally have wrong with you? So for me, when I get a cold, one of the things I always get is a runny nose. I'll often have a runny nose and I might have a little bit of runny eyes as well. So horses get the same thing, and so that's a good way for us to check. So we can take a look at Darcy's eyes, and they look nice and bright. She hasn't got any liquid coming out of them, and so Darcy is looking healthy with her eyes. We're also going to have a look at her nose. So Darcy, let me see your nose. So you'll see in Darcy's nose, she has nothing but a little bit of clear discharge, and that is normal. We're looking for the stuff that's yellow and green, a bit like what comes out of our nose when we are not well. So that's another way we can check to see how Darcy is feeling. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to check over Darcy and look for anything that's out of the normal for her. So as you may have seen in the previous video we posted with Ruben, we groomed him, and whilst we were doing that we were making sure he didn't have any cuts or bumps on his body. So that's a really great way we can check our horses, is by grooming them. Today what I'm going to do with Darcy is I'm going to look, but I'm also going to feel. So I'm going to rub my hands all over her body as I go, and what I'm looking for is anything where there's heat, if there's a little bit of swelling, or if I touch something and she reacts and says, oh no, don't touch me there, that might mean that it's a little bit sore. Same as if you have a bruise, you don't want anyone to poke it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here. I'm just going to rub my hands over. She's nice and soft. Good girl. All the way down her legs, making sure there's no heat and no cuts. She seems pretty happy with that. Over her back. Good girl. Under here, this is where that cinch goes, so you want to make sure there's no little nicks under there. Over her behind, down her legs. Good girl. So the reason Darcy's picking her foot up is, as you have seen in the video with Ruben, is that's how we ask them to pick their feet up. So it's not that she's sore, it's that she's actually trying to be very helpful. So of course we've checked this side, so what we're going to do is check the other side as well. So one thing we did find on Darcy is she has some fly bites. So just about how everyone gets them this time of year, now the black flies are out, horses get them too. We put fly spray on them to try and keep them away. But on Darcy's chest here, as I was feeling, I could feel some little scabby bits from fly bites. And what we've done is we've actually put some fly repellent ointment on them so that the flies won't go there again, and it will soothe Darcy's fly bites. Alright, so Darcy here today is looking healthy. As you can see, she's still definitely got her appetite. So that is how we would check that our horses are healthy, and if we find any issues, we dive in deeper from there. So if you have a pet at home or even a stuffed animal, why don't you practice? See if you can check that they're all fine and healthy too, and as well as staying hydrated and healthy yourselves.